Hello students, welcome to the second session of our English question paper, and hope it was a very good exam. You all have given the exam really good. So now it's time for the discussion and where you have gone wrong and where or in what all areas do you need improvement. All those things will be discussed today. Okay, so we'll start with the first question, and it was pretty easy for you, this first question. From 1 to 5, it is fill in the blanks with the most appropriate choice from the given below. Okay, so here one small error is there regarding the first choice. It should have been impartial with I-M-P-A-R-T-I-T, not impartial. Okay, so anyways, the answer here is neutral. All right, so this should be the answer. The reason is impartial means to be just, or else you give a proper judgment, and unbiased also is quite similar. But see the statement. The statement says that he's a very careful person and he never takes sides. That means the one who doesn't take sides or remain balanced, those people are called neutral persons, not impartial persons. So in that sense, the third option should be the correct one. Okay. Now, question number 2. Here, last time for the first discussion session, I told you with certain words we have fixed prepositions which are to be used. You cannot change it on your own. So the same thing is applicable here also for the second question. He prefers swimming dash any other sport. So always remember, when we give choices, for example, if I say that I like coffee, not tea. So if I show my preference another way using this prefer, I have to say it like this. I prefer coffee to tea, not than tea. Not coffee than tea, but I prefer coffee to tea. So with prefer, it should be to. So same way, he prefers swimming to any other sport. So it shows his preference, it shows his choice. Okay. Now third is I am. Okay, here also, I guess you might have got this answer correct. Fond, with fond, which preposition is to be used? Fond of. So I am fond of having should be the answer if there is if it is off here. But since it is to here, fond cannot be used. And the same way, we cannot say I am liking to. I am liking also is not the proper grammatical way to say the sentence. So this also cannot be chosen. Okay, then with the word desirous also, desirous means to have a strong desire. And here also with desirous, the word desirous, we have to use the preposition of. So I am desirous of. So here again it is to given, not of. So in that sense, we cannot choose this as well. So that leaves the option number 4, which is the perfect match for this particular blank. And now if you read the sentence again, you will get it in the proper way. I am used to having a hearty breakfast in the morning. And always remember, I'm just telling you in additional to whatever is being given to you, used to shows past habit. Okay, so always remember, keep this in mind for maybe for the coming up exams, this will be useful to you. So here the correct option is used. Now fourth one is, they have held dash a demonstration outside the consulate. Okay, so here again, if you try to match with other options given to you, let us see which one perfectly matches it. They have held most A. It's, of course, obviously we don't use that. Most with most, A and most won't go together. So again, it can be cancelled. Then again, with lot, you know that obviously we need to have of after lot, a lot of. Okay, there is no of. So this also can be cancelled. They have held to. Held to is also not to be used. So what is left out is the fourth option. They have held many a demonstration. That means so many demonstrations. That is the meaning. Many a means so many, many in number. So this is the correct option. They have held many a demonstration outside the consulate. Okay. Now fifth one. She shouldn't have gone to the dash in the first place. See here, like sometimes, maybe for a few candidates, this might have gone wrong. I don't know whether it's really so, but still, see, this is where you might get confused, at least the case of a few students. See, she shouldn't have gone to the, you might have got confusion between pressure and press, right? Pressure and press, that might be your confusion. So anyways, these two options cannot be used, that you may know. Okay, so these two, without doubt, we can cancel it. Now the choice is to be made between these two things. See, when we say that she shouldn't have gone to the pressure, we never use the term gone to the pressure. She might, or she shouldn't have gone under pressure. If you're talking about pressure, stress in that sense, it should have been not gone, but under or undergone, not gone. So here it shows about the particular place press. So in that sense, the answer should be the fourth one. She shouldn't have gone to the press, newspaper, that press in the first place. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Now the sixth one is, identify the pair of words which has a relationship to the pair in the question. See, when you get such type of questions, sometimes there is a very thin difference or very small slight difference between or among the options. So you have to think about it logically, or you have to think twice before you give answer to such questions. Okay, like here, the word which you have been given as sample is spasm and pain. Spasm means, muscular contractions or twitching, muscles twitching. When muscles twitch or contract, what will happen? It inflicts or it results in pain. So that is the result, that is the relationship between these two words. Muscular twitching or muscles when they contract, it would end up, it results in pain. Okay, so the result of muscular twitching is pain. The same way, if you take the case of flash and light, this is the correct answer, of course, flash and light. When you flash a torch, it results in producing light. So that action of flashing a torch will end up in light. And see the other matches, sound and noise is same thing. Sound and noise synonyms, right? Then touch and delicate. Touch may not be always delicate, can be hard touch. So this is not a match. Love and hate are opposites. So we are not talking about opposites. So in that sense, the correct matching, just like the relationship between these two items, we should go for the second option, which is the correct answer. Okay. Now the next is emulate and mimic. Actually, the word emulate, it means to imitate or to to ape or to, in other words, it's a synonym for mimic or mimicry. So in that sense, we have to go for the pair where you have synonyms or same meaning. So slanter and land has got no connections at all. Like slanter means you make fake documents. So that has got no relationship between, there is no such point of connection, or it's not synonym. What I mean is it's not synonym. But when you talk about praise and flatter, it's a perfect synonym, it's matching pair, just like emulate and mimic are synonyms or same meaning. Exactly same way, praise, to praise somebody means to flatter somebody, so it's the same or similar meaning. And aggravate and promote, aggravate is just the opposite of promote. Aggravate means you make something worse, you make something go down of its level. And promote means just the opposite, you raise up the level of something. So that is opposite, not synonyms. Okay. Express and imply. Express means to convey something. Imply means to point out a particular thing. So it's not that similar in meaning, just like praise and flattery. Okay. Then here also a small logical connection. Paper has entered up. The use of paper got transmitted or got changed to the use of blackboard. Same way the use of eraser changed to, just like paper substituted by blackboard, eraser substituted by duster. In that sense, if you take, you will be getting the answer. Okay. Not filter, air, or pencil, pen, or polish or shoe. Alright. Then next is, here also you should know a little bit of physics to get the answer to this question. Okay, like there is a very small or what you call something which is scientific regarding the explanation of this. Okay, now opaque and translucent, that is the matching pair given to you. Opaque means the objects which do not let light to pass through it. Okay, so those are opaque objects. Then translucent means semi-transparent. Okay, that means it lets like the objects which are translucent, those objects let at least light to pass through partially. So that is why we can call it as semi-transparent. So in that sense here, the transmission of light here is increasing. It's given in increasing order. Opaque means not at all permitting to pass the light. And from where when we go to transmitted translucent, that means here at least partially the light is permitted to get transmitted, right? So in that sense, it is in the increasing order. Same way, turbid and transparent also is where you get the same relationship that light transmits in increasing order. Okay, so you might have got confusion between these two options, right? Second and third options, which are quite similar. These two options, we do not have to take it in consideration. So here, we have confusion between these two options, second and third. So just like in opaque and translucent, the order in which the light transmits is increasing, in increasing order. So in the same way, turbid means it's almost opaque or partially, or you can say that translucent and turbid almost same. So here also it is given, or the light transmits in increasing order. So this is a perfect match with the one given as sample. But in the case of transparent and translucent, transparent means the light is permitted to pass through completely. But translucent means partially. So here not increasing order but decreasing. So in that sense this cannot be taken in match with the one given as sample on the top. I believe it's quite convincing, isn't it? Okay, now here it's quite easy. Just like song and lyrics, the perfect match is drama and script. Without lyrics, songs are not composed. Exactly same way, without a script, drama cannot be staged. So that is the connection. Okay. Satire and comedy means a kind of comedy is what you call. Satire is the name of, or is the title. It's a type of comedy. It's a version of comedy. Then cliche and commonplace. Okay. Then speech and slander. So anyways, here the perfect matches drama, script, just like without lyrics, songs cannot be composed. Without script, drama cannot be staged or written. Now, we speak about from questions 11 to 15, a few idioms. Always remember, do not expect the idioms which you are most familiar with. After all, in such types of exam, you can't expect things to be that easy, right? So, most probably you will be getting those types of idioms which you are not familiar with. The only way is to read maximum and come across. When you come across such idioms, you mark it, you note it down somewhere so that sometimes when you go through it, you will be getting the meaning. Okay. Sometimes you can make it out from the context itself because it's given in the form of a sentence, right? So, he always cut both ways. So, to cut both ways, okay? To cut both ways, that is the idiom which is used. So the options given are behaves dishonestly is not the option, that's not the meaning. Works for both sides, create discordance among friends, but here the correct option is argues in support of both sides of the issue. To cut both ways means not sticking on to a particular side but supporting both. For example, in debate, when you participate in debate, you have to stick on to one particular cause, whether you are against it. If you are against it, you go completely against it. Or if you are for it, you go for it, not against. So, but the people who argue in support or take sides of both, okay, both sides of an issue, that is what you call to cut both ways. Alright, so this is the correct answer. Next is, I cannot conceive of a time when I was without a refrigerator. I guess with this entire sentence, you might have guessed out the meaning, right? So, I cannot conceive of a time. It's almost like I can't even think of a time. So, definitely that is a perfect clue for you. So, in that sense, I cannot even imagine of a time when I was without a refrigerator. I can't even think of that time. So, imagine, think, almost similar. Okay. Not to give birth to or to understand or to depend, but I can't even think of a time or I can't even imagine of a time without a refrigerator. Okay. Next is, the trial was so important that the entire proceedings were held in camera, means captured in camera, or in other words, it is photographed. So this is without any doubt, you can choose this. Camera used for photography. So when you read the entire sentence, automatically you'll be getting clue. The trial was so important that the entire proceedings were captured in camera or were photographed, not made into film, not keeping it as a secret, not open to the public. Those are not the options, but photographed. Okay. She is easy to talk with since she has such a gift of the grab. Gift of the grab, we use such a term to describe those people who are really good at talking or good at, or those who have oratory skills. The people who, with whom we are comfortable to talk with, or else with whom we are, or in other words, a good conversationalist. So that is the option given, third option given. See, the clue given to you for this answer is the first part of the sentence. She is easy to talk with. Talking, conversation. Gift of the grab means one who is good at making conversations, that is conversationalist. Not gifted in general sense, not a person who talks much, but the one who is gifted with the skills of oratory or conversation. Next, Mohan always keeps to himself. Here also you may have a bit of confusion between second and third option, maybe for some students. But Mohan always keeps to himself means confines to himself. That means the one who doesn't mingle with people much, and that is a person who is unsociable. The one who doesn't mingle with others and keeps to himself is a person who is rather unsociable, not selfish. Okay, not selfish, not the one who is very busy or the one who does not take sides. He's the one who is not good at mingling with people or socializing with people. Okay. Next is, I guess this also is a very easy question. You might have come across the term. A person, a man, when he remains unmarried, we call him a bachelor. Sometimes we commit blunder by calling a woman also, unmarried woman also a bachelor. That is a wrong use. Okay, so the feminine gender of bachelor is actually spinster. A man when remains unmarried, we call him a bachelor. But when a lady or a woman remains unmarried, not to call her bachelor but spinster. Okay. Otherwise, the other options, what are the meanings? This is not a word to be used. Cut it off. And then sphinx and sphinx. Have you ever heard of this? SPHINX. It is actually a mythological character. Okay. Then we have sobriquet. Sobriquet means nickname. Like sometimes writers, they use their pen name or nickname. Those things are called sobriquet. Okay. So, spinster is the correct answer. Then, colt, give the feminine. Colt means a male horse. Okay. A male horse is called colt. So the young female horse is called a filly. Filly, filly. Not dray and druid. Dray means a cart. Okay, a kind of vehicle or cart. And druid means, according to ancient English mostly, we used to call a priest or a magician as druid. Sometimes a priest who's got magical powers also is called, according to the religious point of view, he is called a druid. So these two options cannot be taken. Filter, you know what filter is. So filly means a female horse. That is the feminine gender given for colt, which is a young male horse. Okay. The next is here, choose the correct spelling. Choose the correct spelling. So aberration. Aberration means actually something which happens suddenly, a sudden outbreak, like a sudden outbreak of violence. That means a sudden change, but that change is undesirable change. That means a change which happens, but not desirable, undesirable change. Quick and undesirable change is what I call aberration. And this is the correct spelling. ABERRATION. Okay. Then we have immutable. Immutable here, what is the meaning of immutable? Immutable means something which remains not subjected to change. Just the opposite of what we've seen right now. Okay. So immutable here should be with double M single T, second option. Immutable, double M's, one T only. Okay. Then next is laudable is the word. And of course, the correct spelling is this one, fourth option. And the meaning of laudable means like somebody's performance or achievement which deserves praise, or a commendable or a praiseworthy achievement is what you call laudable. Something which deserves your praise, something praiseworthy. Okay. So the correct spelling is LAUDABLE. Okay. Now see, one thing I want to tell you, the passage based questions, almost all the questions are direct questions. No need to have any explanation based on this. It's a waste of time, I must say. All those answers are given in the passage. It's just that you need to read it once or twice. That's it. So I guess we can skip this. No need of any discussion over this. Okay. So there are around 10 questions based on this, which could be skipped for the time being. And we go straight to question number 31. So that saves a lot of time, isn't it? Okay. Now select the option with the closest meaning to the underlined word. Unfortunately, something which was supposed to be underlined is not underlined. I'll just put this on. This is the underlined word. Okay. See, my daughter is my replica. So the word replica is underlined, and you have to find the option which is closest in meaning, means a synonym. Similar in meaning or synonym. Okay. So here, my daughter is my replica means almost like me, almost like a Xerox copy of mine. So in that sense, it's a clone of mine. That is the correct option. Clone means exactly like me. She resembles me. No preposition with resembles. Last time we have discussed that also. Okay. So my daughter is exactly like me in looks. That is what you call almost like a clone of mine. Okay. Not my pride or my love or original or those words which could be used. Okay. Next is choose the option that is opposite. So here also it has not been underlined. I just did that right now. Choose the option that is opposite in meaning, means antonym. You call it as antonym, opposite. Similar words, synonyms, opposites, antonyms. Okay. Now, he wrote an incisive article on corruption in politics. Incisive. So, when you get such words which are underlined, you need to know the meaning of it. Only then you will be able to know what the opposite is or what the antonym is. So, incisive article means a very detailed, extensive word by word explanation, or a very detailed one. Okay, so he wrote an incisive article, means a very detailed, elaborate article on corruption in politics. So you need to find out the opposite of elaborate or detail. Okay, so this is the word. Vague means not so clear, not so penetrating, not so much in details. Okay, so that is the term to be used. Otherwise, penetrating means deep, almost like a synonym or equal to incisive. Then trenchant and precise also. Precise means up to the point. Then trenchant means penetrating, or it's a synonym for incisive. So these two words are similar in meaning. That is not asked, but the opposite is asked. So vague is the correct answer. Okay. Next, select the most appropriate synonym of the given word. Synonym means similar in meaning. And what is the word given to you? Multitude. Multitude means large number of people. So automatically you would have got the answer. Mass. Mass means large number of people coming together. It's a group of people. A big group of people. A massive group of people. That is mass, and that is the synonym for the word multitude. Not minority or scarcity, which is exactly the opposite. Okay. Then select the most appropriate synonym. Again, that means similar in meaning. And I guess many of you might not know what the meaning of jaded is. Some may know. So jaded means you are very exhausted. You are tired. So of course the word tired is given. Exhausted means tired. Okay. Not restorative or thrilled. Again opposite. Thrilled, opposite. So a person who is labeled as jaded means the one who is really physically and mentally both tired or exhausted. Physical or mental exhaustion. So the similar meaning is being tired. Exhaustion, tired, similar in meaning. Okay. Next is, again, get the opposite. Find out the opposite of the word crucial. Okay, so what is the meaning of the word crucial? Any idea? See, crucial means something which is very important, which is of great importance. So crucial means a crucial hour or crucial period. Those things mean that it's really important. So crucial means important. And what you're asked to give is the opposite, not synonym. So let us see the words. Trivial, urgent, stable, essential. So trivial means less important. Silly or less important. So crucial is important. Least important or less important is trivial. So obviously this will be the answer. Okay. Next is, read the two sentences given below and choose the correct answer. See here, for such type of sentences, sometimes grammatical error may be shown in the sentence, which would make it as a false statement. Okay. And sometimes spelling mistakes also might be there, which proves it as a false statement. See the two statements or two sentences. Look at those sentences first. Ria did not told me that she was going on a vacation is a correct sentence. Then second statement is, Abhay will not go to the event tomorrow is a correct sentence. Now, let me tell you what the correct answer is. After that, we will discuss how the other options are wrong. Okay. See, option number 2 or statement number 2 is true, but 1 is false. That means this is a correct statement, this is a wrong statement. In what sense has it gone wrong? See, Ria did not told me. So the wrong grammatical error is here, did not told. With did not, past tense of do, in negative, did not. So with did or do, did, with did, it is the base form did not tell. Did not or didn't tell, not told. Okay. So when we use the past tense of do, that means did, we have to use the base form, not the past tense form again. These two things both should not be past tense. That is the meaning. So here in the first statement, it's a grammatical error that has been committed. Ria did not told means two past tense coming together. It should have been Ria did not tell me that she was going on a vacation. But the second sentence is grammatically correct. So in that sense, option number 2, where first statement is wrong and second statement is correct. Okay. Next is, Charles Dickens was a great writer of the Victorian era. I don't think anything is wrong there in the sense it's a correct sentence. One of his great works is Oliver Twist. Now, you might get confused in the second statement. One of his great works is Oliver Twist. See, when we say it again, we have a feeling, is it one of his greatest or, one of his great or one of his greatest? See, with the word his, we can use one of his great works, not greatest. To make it greatest, this should have been one of the greatest. You know the degrees, 3 degrees, great, greater, greatest. And greatest is a superlative degree. So with superlative degree, we should always have the before that, the greatest. But here it is his word, not the. So with his, the word greatest or superlative is not used. So in that sense, this is a correct sentence. This is a correct sentence. One of his great works is Oliver Twist is a correct sentence. There is no error. So, and first is already correct. So in that sense, both options 1 and 2 are true. No error. Okay. Next is, read the two statements again and find out which one is correct or whether it is both are correct or not. Okay. Here, the word panoramic means a keyhole view. Then second statement is, extensive is the antonym of panoramic. Okay, so first thing is, what do you mean by panoramic? Does it mean a keyhole means something which is not broad, which is too little? Actually, panoramic means elaborate or extensive. I said panoramic means elaborate or extensive. So, panoramic meaning is extensive, not antonym. Okay, so in that sense, both the statements are false. In the first place, the word panoramic doesn't mean a keyhole view. Instead, it is an elaborate view, extensive view. So, the first statement, the meaning is given as wrong. And second statement tells you that panoramic, extensive is the antonym, actually it is synonym. So in that sense, both option 1 and 2 are false. Clear? Okay, now here, match the word listed or match the words listed in the column number A with their respective meaning in column number B. So let us match it first. First is the word hastened. Hastened means to be in a hurry or rush. Okay. Now, tottering. Tottering means fluttering. That means trembling or shaking. Got it? Now, distraught means to be in great agony, distress or fraught. Okay, disturbance, distress, agony. This one. And jostling means to thrust. This is not thrust but T. Thrust or push. Jostling. So in that sense, A matches with 2, A2, B1, C4, D3. A2, B1, C4, D3. First option. Okay. Similar exercise. Okay. So here also you have to find out the respective meanings. Synonyms. Okay. Now flattery. Flattery means to praise somebody using really good words. Another synonym or the word which is similar to that is fawning. Okay. Then modesty means being humble, being modest, humility. Then deserted, you abandon somebody, so it is keeping vacant. Then crept means slithering, to crawl or slither. Slither or to crawl. Okay. So in that sense, A 4, B 1, C 2, D 3. A4, B1, okay, B1, C2, D3. So it is option number 2. Got it? Alright. Now select the word or group of words from the given options you consider most appropriate for the blank or space. Okay, for the blank space. You have never dashed me about your experience in America. So let us see which word matches perfectly in the blank. You have never said me. Can you use that said me? With said, you have to use to. You've never said to me. There is no to here. So we can't use this. Then you've never told me, of course. With told, there is no to. With told, to is not used. To is not to be used. So this is the correct option. With explained also, you've never explained to me. Again, you need a to here to use explained. And spoken also requires a to. See, these three options, said, explained and spoken. For these three options, you have to add a to here, which is missing in the sentence, which means you cannot accept it, you cannot take it. So obviously, there is no to required for told. So this is the correct answer. Okay. Next is select the word again from the given options which would fit the blank. I always felt hungry dash I heard the dinner bell. See, before you choose the option which is to be given in the blank, check the type of sentence or check the tense of the sentence. I always felt hungry means in past tense. I always felt hungry dash I heard the dinner bell. Whenever I heard the dinner bell. But whenever option is not given, is it? So as much as, no. As well as soon as. The moment, as soon as means the moment. The moment I heard the dinner bell, I felt really hungry. So this is the only option which shows that time period. So this is the perfect match, not the other three options. Okay. Here already it's marked. Okay. Here jumble words are given which should be arranged with the first part of the sentence given in the question. Scientists point out. Then rearrange these in its perfect order to make it a sensible and grammatically correct sentence. So actually the answer is QRPS. QRPS means Q. The scientists point out that it is an. It's here an, not on an. Okay. That it is an aftermath that has now reached its peak of sunspot activity of the 11th year cycle. 11-year cycle. So it is QRPS. QRPS. Once again, scientists point out that it is an aftermath that has now reached its peak of sunspot activity of the 11-year cycle. Okay. Another statement similar. That means with the first part of the sentence, you have to join the parts in the proper way to make it a sensible sentence. Okay, let's see how it goes. As the ship streams from Santiago, those of us abroad have a personal demonstration of powerful ocean movement as walls of grey water from a distant storm in the North Pacific rock and toss the ship, making the greener among us miserable with seasickness. That means SPRQ. See this one? SPRQ means as the ship streams from Santiago, Those of us abroad have, aboard, have a personal demonstration of powerful ocean movement as walls of grey water from a distant storm in the North Pacific rock and tows the ship, making the greener among us miserable with sea sickness. So that makes it a sensible sentence. See, such sentences, you have to jot it down on a piece of paper, only then you will be getting the answer properly. Okay, not simply by looking at it. Next is, choose the most appropriate option to identify the meaning of the given idiom or phrase. It could be an idiom or it could even be a phrase. Okay, a showstopper is actually a phrase. A showstopper, especially in connection with fashion shows that we get this word, we come across this word, she is a showstopper. So this is not to be used just in fashion shows. In general also we use that term, which means a person whose performance is really good. Okay, the one who, not the one who always stops the show. Okay, do not take the literal sense. Someone who organizes the show also is not the right one. Not a fashionable person. We are not talking about any, I just said it as example, like in fashion shows we come across this term very often, but that doesn't mean that we use this term to denote or to show a fashionable person. Instead, a person whose performance is extremely good is the one who is labeled as a showstopper. Okay, so here remember this word performance, C-E, one E is missing. Okay. Next again is another idiom is used, a jack of all trades. It's an idiom. So the meaning is the one who has great skills but not at all serious about things. A young man or a person, a youth who is confident, who has got skills but not really serious about things. So similar to this statement, this meaning, we get one option. Not the first one, someone who has many skills, not someone who has hit the jackpot or a great businessman. It's second option. That means a person who has skill, who is confident enough, but not at all very serious about things. Okay, not just any person, but a youth or young man. So any young man who is not serious about things, even if he has confidence or skill, we can call him a jack of all trades. Okay. Now next is to fight tooth and nail. Okay, so this is the idiom, to fight tooth and nail. It's not about any physical combat. We're not talking about any physical combat. We're not talking about a quarrel. We're not talking about attacking somebody with our teeth and nails. But the meaning of this idiom means we we struggle really hard to achieve something. That means option number 4, to try very hard to achieve something. Sometimes you have to put in great efforts or really great effort or hard work to achieve something. And similar to this meaning, we have the 4th option. Okay, not any other options possible. Now next is, choose the most suitable substitution of the underlined part of the sentence from the given option. Okay, the couple seem to love one another, So this should have been underlined. Okay, so the couple seem to love one another. One another means what? Each other. So each other is given as one of the options. So obviously this will be the correct answer. Or else if you have any doubt, you can match it with others. Like just substitute this word and use other options. The couple seem to love every other is the wrong usage. Then just each without the other is also, each another is not the term which go together. Each and another cannot be used together. So this also cannot be used. These two options cannot be used. And what about the last one? Not at all a match, it's completely out of place, cannot be taken into consideration. So what is left out is the third option, each other, and that is the perfect match with which you can substitute this underlined item. Okay. Now next is, okay, what something is shown on the board, that is, it's a printing mistake. This should have been B-U-Y by. Okay. It's quite easy. You might have studied such things in very small classes, punctuations. How will you punctuate a sentence? That means you have to start a sentence with capital letter. Wherever, if it is a speech, you have to go for speech marks, double inverted commas. Wherever you require a pause, you have to put a comma. If it is a question asked, you have to put a question mark. If it is just a plain statement, you have to put a full stop. Okay. So here, the statement given to you without punctuation is, what a large melon, I think I must buy it. What do you ask for it, my boy, said he. It's all mixed up. You have to punctuate it. So what, start with capital letter. What a large melon. So it shows your surprise. So to show surprise, you use exclamatory mark, isn't it? So you have exclamatory mark for two options, third and fourth. That means for the time being, you do not have to bother about the first and second options, because here you have not exclamatory mark but question mark. So these two options can be cancelled in the beginning itself. Now you have to choose between third and fourth. Now let us continue. What a large melon, exclamatory mark. I think I must buy it. What do you ask for it, my boy, said he. But then in this particular sentence or third option, the speech mark is not completed. Okay. What a large melon, this part is correct. I think I must buy it. And buy it, after buy it, you should have a full stop, not a question mark. Okay. So the fourth option is the correct one. What? W capital, speech marks are there, even at the end also. And exclamatory mark is there, full stop is there, comma is there, question mark is there. So this is the correct option. Fourth one is the correct option. Okay. Now the last question. Again, you have to punctuate the sentence correctly. This is a sentence. In the old Persian stories, Tehran, the land of darkness, is opposed to Iran, the land of light. So, you know, where we use proper nouns, name of a person or land or place or whatever be that, you have to go for capital letter. Plus, wherever you require pause, just like how we have done the previous one. Okay. So, in the old Persian, that means P must be capital. So, P is capital here in second, third and fourth options, not in first. So, this can be automatically cancelled. Okay. Not to be taken into consideration. Now, second, third and fourth option. In the old Persian stories, there should be a pause. So, there is a pause only for third option. So, I guess this is the correct answer. Let us see whether the rest of it also has punctuation or not. Tehran is a place. So, T must be capital. Land of darkness, pause, is opposed to Iran, I capital, the land of light, full stop. That means the third option is the correct answer. Got it? So punctuation or how to punctuate a sentence is quite easy. I guess you would have got this answer correct, this one and the previous one correct. Okay. So thank you all. Hope it helped you a lot. So next time when you come across similar questions, keep in mind those rules which we have done additional to what we have discussed. So thank you once again. Thank you.